Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-pointer.
Oh, my goodness.
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Nathaniel has time. Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
We're halfway through the month of June as the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League plunges right back into action today at the Pasay Astrodome for another triple header this Monday. Two teams in opposite directions. Manila trying to end their 13-game slide. Kalaban ang Gensan, surging recently in the South Division. That's our first game, Manila versus Gensan, followed by the Marikina Shoemasters taking on the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. And to cap things off, the Pasay Voyagers will defend their home court against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Ken Panglinan with Javi Palanya. And Javi, last week we were treated to some gut-wrenching games. But ang storya ngayon is the trade window looming here and maraming sudden changes for all of our teams.
Yeah, yan ang mga inaabangan natin in the next few days. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of changes. Actually, meron na nga nangyari, but we're still gonna wait for confirmation sa ating mga teams kung sino ba talaga ang nag-move ng mga kupunan dito sa ating trade window and free agency signing.
Should be fun, especially nagkaagulo na ang ating team standings. We'll see that later on. But of course, you're watching us live on the official Facebook page and YouTube channel and also on Solar Sports later on at 6 p.m. And kasama natin in our panel, 1/3 of our triple P combination dito. Walang iba kundi si Miss Lyra Punsalan. And Lyra, itong Manila and Gensan, binanggit ko na nga, both in opposite directions. Kamusta ang kalagayan nila heading into this matchup?
Indeed, Ken, mukhang mas relaxed na nga itong Gensan Warriors ngayong kalagitnaan ng June. At sabi ni Coach Elvis, dahil yun sa mas may focus na siya ngayon dahil hindi natin ang attention niya at mas nakikita niya daw na unti-unti nang na-achieve ng mga players ang mga personal goals nila dahil mas nagiging gamay na nila ang sistema. And of course, mas may kumpiyansa na sila sa row, which they were able to show in their last matchup against Muntinlupa. On the other side, big adjustment again para dito sa Manila Batang Quiapo because today marks that John Ashley Fa won't be playing for their team anymore. Sabi ni Coach Max, masakit man, proud siya sa growth nito lalo na siya mismo ang nakadiscover kay John at wala daw siyang ibang hangad kundi supportahan siya in his next steps in his career. And of course, this is a great chance to give equal opportunity to the other players in their playing time. Two teams in transition but both clearly moving forward. Back to you guys.
Clearly a huge blow para dito sa Manila ng Batang Quiapo. John Fa, certainly one of the rising stars dito sa ating MPBL. And nung Saturday, Javi, bumiyahe kami sa Abra and these were games that were very important. Imos snapping their 3-game losing skid against Parañaque. San Juan obliterating itong Muntinlupa. How about Abra fending off itong Pangasinan?
That Abra game was very interesting considering how Coach Yong made a defensive adjustment and put a smaller CJ Austria on the muscle man Vic Manuel. So that was a very important win for the Weavers. But San Juan surprising Muntinlupa and bringing them back to the ground. Muntinlupa is now facing the strength of their schedule while Parañaque continues to be on a skid this season.
And sisilimin natin yung mga pwesto nila in our team standings because the games have been far more important as we head on towards the deep end of our season. Sa South Division natin, Javi, etong Gensan, they're creeping in at the top with the losses of Binyan and Rizal recently. They have a chance to move up.
Yeah, Gensan has been a team on the rise. In the last 6 games, they've only lost once, and that was to Basilan. But their wins were against playoff contenders Pangasinan, Davao, Binyan, Muntinlupa, and Rizal. Davao will be playing again later, and they hope to get a win to try and get ahead of Basilan. If they win later, they have a chance to move ahead of the Basilan Star Horse. While itong Zamboanga, they continue to stay ahead despite that loss to Nueva Ecija last week.
And in the north, Caloocan is at 10-5. And very important, especially with Pangasinan losing to Abra last Saturday. Yung Pasig din kasi, Javi, medyo humahabol na dito eh.
Yeah, Pasig has been very solid as of late despite the depleted lineup. Well, I wouldn't say depleted, but less of a talent sa kanilang lineup. They've been making things do with what they have sa kanilang roster. Yung Pasay Voyagers, they hope to move ahead of Pangasinan later with a win against the Davao Occidental Tigers, while Marikina, of course, they also want to get a win later to try and move up sa ating playoff contending position.
And one of the teams in the North has not yet won in the last 3 months. We're talking about itong Manila Batang Quiapo, Javi. And since their win in the opener, they have struggled and clearly here giving up 123 points dito sa Ilagan, Isabela.
Yeah, you know, offense has definitely not been a problem para sa Manila this season. In fact, they're number 8 in scoring, averaging 82.4 points per game. They went above that average in this game, but they are the worst team defensively. They gave up 107.8 points per game. They gave up 123 here to the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. So clearly, we already know what the problem is para dito sa Manila Batang Quiapo. Losing John Ashley Fa will be a big blow to them. He's a regular 18 to 20 point scorer para sa kanila. So let's see kung sino ang magbe-benefit or madedehado ba mas lalo ang Manila dito sa loss ni John Ashley Fa.
And Navi, madadagdagan pa yung problema nitong Manila. Kalaban itong Gensan, they've been surging. Very impressive recently. And here against Muntinlupa, never trailed for the entire game and made their huge run in the second quarter to pull away.
Yeah, that second quarter was very important para sa kanila. They extended the lead to 18 points at the half. And Joel Liu was the one who shined for them in this game. And he's been shooting well from the outside, particularly para sa Gensan Warriors in the past few games. You see how Gensan dominated the glass. And I think they are trying to go back to their running game because Gensan, as a team this season, averaging only 14 fast break points per game. That's quite peculiar for an Elvis Tolentino coach team. We know that Coach Elvis likes to play fast. He likes to force turnovers and get those easy baskets. So they're trying to go back to that kind of style, and I think they're hoping to do that against Manila this afternoon.
That's in the bottom 10 in terms of fast break points at masusubukan yan, especially going up against a very fast Manila Batang Quiapo squad. Alright, it's a matchup between Manila and Gensan in our first game. Let's go to Richard Tampos, who will introduce our starters.
Triple header of Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7 at the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. We kick off of today's action with our opening matchup, Manila taking on Gensan. Let's meet the starting 5 for Manila Batang Quiapo. Forward number 77, Red Eusebio. Playing center number 23, Decoy Lopez. At forward number 14, Richard Albo. Starting at guard number 4, Jose Canlas. Point guard number 3, the Hawkeye, Achi Inigo. The head coach, Max Diandante. Assistant coaches Clint Guzarin, RJ Junero, and Miller Gillian. Team consultant Bang Tumapat. The team manager Ivan Villaflor. Team governor Ado Salazar. The team owners Raymond Ang and Emilio Chu. The starting unit for Gensan Warriors. Coming in at center number 41, CJ Gonzalez. To guard number 8, Ping Masaglang. At forward number 7, Kyle Tolentino. Also at forward number 5, Larry Rodriguez. And at point guard number 4, Nico Flash Elorde. The head coach is a counselor Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches Boying Diloy, Rizal Castro, Apple Coronado, Peter Deleguero, Don Tolentino, and Ray Javier. Team consultant Noy Pito. Team manager Merman Bonas.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And for Manila, they will start off with Achi Inigo, JM Canlas, Decoy Lopez, Richard Albo, and Red Eusebio. For Gensan, Nico Elorde, Ping Masaglang, CJ Gonzalez, Larry Rodriguez, and Kyle Tolentino. And the referees for this ball game, Jovet Okfemia, Michael Kinay, Edwin Bubos, and fourth man is Ron Baluyot. And binanggit na ni Lyra Javi, no, the loss of John Fa. And you know, the impact that he had is insurmountable para dito sa Manila Batang Quiapo.
Yeah, you know, he's been the driving force of this offense. He's the one that makes sure that they play fast and they get the ball in transition. He's a 19-year-old wonder kid who has really impressed us in his first season in the league, and we wish him the best in his next chapter in his career, but definitely a very big loss para sa Manila Batang Quiapo.
Also, you love how Coach Maxi is looking at the bigger picture. Dahil nga, tagal nilang nagkasama way back in college, but knows that the future is bright for him as he will join a contender dito sa ating liga.
And that's why if Manila wants to get back on the winning track, it's important para kay Atsi Inigo and Richard Albo to amp up their production. But more than that, it also falls on the other guys on this team to try and also chip in with their respective contributions offensively. But of course, the bigger picture para sa kanila is to amp up their defensive stance. That's really the more important problem that they need to address. Giving up 87 points per game. That's 107.8 points per game. That's a lot.
Dead last in that department, itong Manila Batang Quiapo. Red Eusebio, one-hander, short. Rodriguez forward pass to Masaglang. The feed to Tolentino, who gets the basket. And free throw coming up for Kyle Tolentino. Kyle Tolentino has struggled to begin the season, but has rectified that. Although he had that 1 out of 11 shooting in that game against Rizal, but bounced back with 12 points in their last game.
He's always been a very streaky shooter. When he's hot, he's really hot. But if he gets on a slump, sometimes it takes a while for him to bounce back.
Nakaagaw pa, siping Masaglang. Poor inbound pass by Manila. Short stab by Nico Elorde. Gonzalez with offensive board. Binigay kay Kyle Tolentino. That one rolls out. Foul called on Manila.
Manila doesn't really turn the ball over a lot. They're a team that mostly takes care of the basketball. Kaya nga, offensively, wala talaga sila naging problema. It's just really their defense here. But Gensan is looking to force them into a lot of errors in this game. So they have to be extra wary of that defensive pressure that the Warriors will put on them sa laro na to.
Agang palitan to. Red Eusebio comes out for Dustin Ambrosio. What do you think, apart from the guys you've mentioned? I think ito si Dustin Ambrosio showed promise din a little bit, no, for Manila, the homegrown from Tondo. But nawala na rin kasi sa kanila si Algin Andaya. He hasn't been playing in their last few games. So yung mga pyesa para dito sa Manila, medyo short-handed sila dito, Javi. Yeah,
unti-unti talaga nawawala yung kanilang mga top scorers. Algin Andaya was once their second leading scorer. But I think Dustin Ambrosio definitely has a bright future with this team. And he's shown a lot of potential. He's had flashes of brilliance in this season. And I really like the combo that he and John Ashley Fa had in the backcourt. Maraming games kung saan ang ganda ng kanilang 1-2 punch.
Tolentino can't hit the reverse. 5-0 start for the Warriors. Decoy Lopez up top. Puts up a three, gets the friendly bounce.
Well, this is a guy who has definitely benefited from the style of play offensively of the Manila Batang Quiapo this season. They're playing quick, and Decoy Lopez has been licensed to shoot from the outside a lot more, I think, than he has in his entire career.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Ambrosio nagbababa ng bola dito para sa Manila Batang Quiapo against Kyle Tolentino. Ambrosio still with the basketball, forcing his way in, got blocked up top by Larry Rodriguez.
Terrible spacing by the Batang Quiapo there, which made it hard for Ambrosio to make a lane for himself. Kaya ang daling naka-help agad ng defense ng Gensan Warriors to get that block on Dustin Ambrosio. Kaya lang turnover naman para sa Warriors.
Gensan amping up the pressure. Si Kyle humihingi ng maagang review dito. The ball will stay with Manila. Ooh, another steal. Ping Masaglang able to turn garbage into points. Ambrosio quickly on the other side. and got clipped in the arm on his way up.
Well, you saw the look on his face when he made that turnover. There was a conscious effort for him to rectify those last mistakes that he made. Got blocked earlier, turned the ball over here, which led to this masaglang basket. He really wanted to make sure that he got those mistakes back by attacking the basket and drawing a foul.
First free throw is good for Dustin Ambrosio. 7-4 start for Gensan. Sablay yung pangalawa. Ping Masaglang will push it. Oh, great pass. Elorde, but Rodriguez unable to catch that cleanly. Masaglang with the specialty of the house right there.
Yeah, that's definitely money in the bank all the time. You leave him there wide open. Almost 10 times out of 10, that's gonna be a short 2 points para kay Ping Masaglang.
Achi Inigo at the controls. Richard Albo has yet to touch the basketball here for Manila. Ambrosio. The cross. Tolentino still in front of him. Another turnover against Manila. Tatakbo na naman ang Gensan. Bounce pass Gonzalez to Elorde. Absorbing contact but making it anyway.
Ambrosio's really throwing the ball away here early. Another bad decision. Going inside, trying to force his way into it. Didn't have a shot available. Tried to make an emergency drop to Richard Albo, but defense of Gensan just too tight here early on in this game.
This is JM Canlas hoisting up a free. Not even close. Tolentino. No look pass. CJ Gonzalez scores. And Gensan off to a scintillating start. 13-4. Our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
But it's not every day that Manila goes up against a team that likes to run, but their past 2 games, yan na nakikita nila. Ilagan in their last match, and now the Gensan Warriors.
We'll pause for a break. We'll be back. Special deal from MonexBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Maagang panimula para sa Gensan Warriors. Larry Rodriguez and the rest of the guys picking up from where they left off, running for their 4th straight victory. And again, just putting on some pressure to the backcourt. Pinasok na ni Coach Maxi De Andante to si Dandoy as they try to rectify those turnovers. Muntika na naman yun. Ambrosio, 8 seconds on their shot clock. Dustin, hounded by Nico Elorde. A tight pass leads to another turnover. Elorde floats one up, short. Tolentino there for the follow, wala pa din. And finally, nakuha ni Dustin Ambrosio yung bola. Ambrosio, bit out of control, and that results into a miss. Elorde, forward pass, Ping Masaglang, Rodriguez, nakabang lang, sobra lang yung tira sa ilalim, but right there for the stick back is CJ Gonzalez.
Gensan's just giving Manila a dose of their own medicine in here, running them down to the ground, forcing Manila into a lot of errors, particularly si Dustin Ambrosio. I think Ambrosio's had 3 of the 6 turnovers that the Batang Quiapo have at this moment. That's another giveaway, this time galing kay Dandoy, who was trying to feed Achi Inigo, intending for him to go backdoor, pero mukhang di sila nagkaintindihan doon.
11-point lead for the Gensan Warriors. Ball tapped away by Kyle Shelo.
By the way, Ken, we'd like to greet Anthony Bringas and his wife, Julian De Ocampo, Sevi, Celine, and also Miss Zoila De Ocampo, ang mama ng misis ni Tonton Bringas. Nagpa-reserve muna daw siya ngayon. Rest day daw muna siya.
Rest day muna. Joey Liu, sabi sa akin, pakikitaan ka daw ulit, Javi.
Well, ang sabi niya sa akin kanina, he's gonna go for Panyamogan's record.
Aba? Tignan natin, ha?
Sabi niya, 17 threes daw.
O, sige. Abangan natin yan. As that shot by Heruta off the mark.
Minsan di ko talaga siya maseryoso. Actually, most of the time, di ko talaga siya maseryoso. Dahil matagal ko na siyang kilala. Pero in fairness sa kanya, pag sinasabihan niya ako ng mga ganun, most of the times natutupad niya rin.
Nagagawa niya. Ito, naka-layup siya dito on the fast break. It's 17-4. Albo goes right at his defender, Evangelista. And he'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Imagine how long it took for Richard Albo to have an opportunity to go for the basket. But see here, Joel Liu pushing the ball in transition. Now this is really what he does best, especially going to the left side. If you don't offer him any resistance going to the basket, he's definitely going to take it all the way.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Ms. Lyra Punsalan.
Coach Max Dayandante is taking a steady approach as they reorganize the team following the departure of their explosive guard John Ashley Fa. Aminado siyang malaking adjustment but he's instilling a strong mindset in his players na ilagay nyo sa isip nyo na kaya kahit wala na si Fa. For Coach Max, it's also the perfect opportunity for the other players to step up, turning to the team's young guns, Ambrosio, Shelo, and Eusebio to rise to the challenge and prove that they belong on the big stage. Kailangan lang maniwala sila sa sarili nila, he added. With this mentality, Manila hopes to stay competitive and energized as they continue to rebuild this season. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And that really left a gaping hole dito sa lineup ng Manila as we see the field goal shooting. You know, what's glaring here, apart from the mix, is itong Manila, after that make, is only 2 out of 7 compared to 8 out of 20 for Gensan. So plus 13, plus 14 now in attempts itong Warriors.
And it's already been 7 minutes into this game halos. That's really a remarkable stat to look at. While Val Acuña knocks down the 3-point shot, he really has led this bench unit para sa Gensan. There were times na magsa-start siya ng games, but Coach Elvis making Val Acuña mostly come off the bench has worked wonders para sa Warriors because it ensures continuity sa flow ng offense and production in the second unit of the Warriors.
Clearly enjoying a rebirth of sorts. Ito si Val Acuña.
Kasama talaga siya sa all-resurgent team this season.
Yeah.
Marami tayong membro ng all-resurgent team this year.
Joel Liu with another layup. Not much resistance to the defense of Manila. Meron tayong, ano bang problema natin dito? Ay, timeout ba? At tingnan muna natin yung atake ni Joel Liu.
Yeah, no rim protection para sa Manila. And also, nobody stopping the basketball too. That's the second time he was able to go almost coast to coast.
All right, Gensan calling for time. We'll be back after the short break. Coach Elvis Tolentino and the rest of the Gensan Warriors have a date with the Pasay Voyagers on the 23rd, on July 10 versus Parañaque on the 16th. Kalaban ang Marikina Shoe Masters. And the score is 24-9. Early 15-point lead para sa Gensan Warriors. Dandoy. Release pass to Richard Albo. Fadeaway jumper way off the mark. Nakatakbo ulit ang Gensan Warriors. Joel Liu, quick pass. Acuña. Marwin Dionisio. That one rolls out. Albo with the rebound.
Oh, despite the miss, that was beautifully executed on the break. Inside touch and then the pass going outside. 3 guys getting hold of the basketball from the Gensan Warriors.
Hachi Inigo in his grill. Joel Liu. Pass to Jan Baltasar. Nothing really happening on their offense. Shot clock winding down. Dandoy got blocked by Aaron Heruta. And it's a shot clock violation against Manila.
It's like we're seeing boys against men here. Gensan just absolutely dominating the Batang Quiapo here in the first quarter. Defensively, they have been really hounding this Manila squad.
Turnover count, basically Manila matching up their points with 9. Evangelista surgical in the paint. It's now a 17-point lead for Gensan. Crossover by Shelo, puts it up. This is something that we've seen here in the first quarter, Javi. Walang masyadong movement dito sa Manila.
The defensive pressure has really prevented them from getting into their schemes. What Gensan is doing here is really preventing them from putting the ball on the floor, or actually forcing them to make that drive one-on-one instead of moving the basketball. They're denying the passing lanes. They're doing a good job of preventing other options dun sa kanilang mga plays.
Play of the Game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
While the flow of the offense of Gensan, meanwhile, has been spectacular.
37 seconds remaining in the first period. Dandoy, another free. One and done again for Manila. Val Acuña. Ito si Joey Liu. Sablay, yung unang tira sa 3.
Hindi mo makukuha yung record dyan pag mintis ka sa unang... You go for 2 straight and you miss both? Come on, man.
And the ball ends up with Manila. Time winding down in the first. Shelo, give and go with Jan Baltasar, but can't finish. That signals the end of quarter number 1. It's been a putrid start para dito sa Manila. Having trouble dealing with this defense being shown by the Gensan Warriors.
You look at that tight pass right there that was forced on Dustin Ambrosio. And this is what they do after a missed shot. Gensan really capitalizing on those stops, pushing the ball in transition, finding the open guy, moving that basketball. CJ Gonzalez also contributing here in the first quarter. One of the few shots here that Baltazar was able to attempt. Nakuha ni Joel Liu, and Liu has had a couple of coast-to-coast finishes in that first quarter.
At dyan po nagtatapos ang ating first quarter, lamang ang Gensan 28-9. Joey Liu against Muntinlupa, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. 11 of those points coming in the first half. And for more on Joey Liu, let's go to Lyra.
Joel Liu is reaping the rewards of his hard work, particularly his 4 a.m. shooting workout sa kanilang laban kontra Muntinlupa. Nagbunga ito with his explosive performance that helped spark their dominant win. Napadali yung laro dahil sa easy open sa naging fast break points. Sabi ni Joel, proud but grounded. Masaya raw siya, hindi lang para sa sarili kundi para sa buong team, lalo na't nakita niyang masaya si Coach Elvis. Ramdam na rin daw nila ngayon ng relaxed energy habang lumalalim ang season, at mas malaking bagay yon sa chemistry at kumpiyansa ng buong squad. With his work ethic and humility, Joel is proving to be one of the most reliable sparks for the Warriors, and he wants to shout out Team Will Cosip na birthday daw sa June 18. Dinededicate nila ang larong ito para sa kanya. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lyra. And nag-uusapan na rin natin, Javi, time and time again, no? Yung improved shooting ni Joey Liu. As we see the field goal shooting in the first quarter, ganyan po. Kalaking disparity, 12 of 31 for Gensan, 2 of 11 naman para sa Manila.
Oh, imagine a plus 20 in attempts for the Warriors, only limiting itong Manila Batang Quiapo to 11 tries at the basket. As we see here, Mark Cruz coming back to the lineup and hitting his first shot right away. Very important for the Ant-Man to regain his confidence as Gensan continues to make a push for the higher seeds in the Southern Division.
Ngayon lang bumalik si Mark Cruz, no?
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
His last game was back in April 26 against Ilagan Isabela. So he has missed the last 5 games for Gensan. Who incidentally though, they have won 5 of their last 6 games, itong Gensan Warriors. This is Alvarez. Outside shot, that one doesn't go in. Apreku out of control after that defensive board. Bola babalik sa panig ng Manila.
Gensan's only lost to Basilan their last 6 games. But that was a close match. Basilan winning by 3 points. Pero imagine mo naman yung mga natalo nila dun sa 5 wins nila in their last 6 games. Pangasinan, Davao, Binyan, Muntinlupa, and Rizal. Those last 3 games, those last 4 games actually, that they won were very important since it was against teams in the Southern Division.
And most of them, lalo yung last 3 games, makakadikit nila sa team standings.
You're right.
My goodness, at plus 20 advantage in rebounding for the Gensan Warriors. Just simply pulverizing Manila at the moment.
Ooh.
Tambeling will head to the line for 2 free throws. Foul called on Jan Baltasar.
A gutsy drive right there to the basket. Very rare do you see Von Tambeling making that attempt going to the rack, usually settling for mid-range jumpers and outside shots and everything in the flow of the offense, but this time he had that opportunity to try and attack the rim.
Von Tambeling played for Letran before transferring to PCU na naging kaampi niya si Ives Sazon as LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Making both his free throws, 33-9, a 24-point bubble. 2 minutes gone by in the second period. Bandoy, naagaw ni Von Tambeling. 10th turnover against Manila leads to another basket para dito kay Von. And just when you look at the points of turnovers, 13-0 edge para dito sa Gensan.
The Warriors just might have a chance to limit the Batang Quiapo into the lowest output by any team in a half.
Ito yung mabigat sa Manila ngayon because when they had John Fahavi, yung depensa yung pinaka-problema nila. In fact, on offense, they were one of the top 10 teams in terms of points scored at one point. As we check out the fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme X-Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere. This was the right-handed layup by the lefty kasi Von Tambeling. But going back, Javi, nagiging problema nila ngayon. Parehong opensa, depensa, nangangapa sila dito.
Yeah, because offensively, when they had John Ashley Fa could break down the defense and actually make some plays on his own. The defensive attention was mostly on him that enabled the other guys on his team to have wide open shots. He could make drop passes in the inside leading to easy baskets for his big men, or he could make kickouts to his shooters like Richard Albo and Atsi Inigo. Pero ngayon, there's nobody of John Ashley Fa's caliber in terms of trying to break down the defense.
This was Mark Cruz with another triple, adding up the lead for Gensan. 30 points na ang lamang nila dito. Bautista, that one pops out. And for John Fa, finishing his career with Manila, 16.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 2.4 steals per contest.
What you like about Gensan right now is, you expect some teams to kind of relax and turn it down a notch against a team like Manila who's lost 13 straight games. But I'm sure Coach Elvis told his squad that we are not going to take any team lightly. Whatever record that they have in the team standings, we're going to go hard full 40 minutes of the game because they know that this is a very important time of the season, that this will be a barometer to check kung gaano na sila kalayo, especially with other teams also on the rise in the Southern Division. They want to make sure that they want to be part of that revolution.
Coach Elvis Tolentino and Coach Rizal Castro. And a sign of a great team is your Gensan. Clearly, the opponent is overmatched at the moment. But walang let up and they're still sticking with what they've been doing in the past 3 games at least in their winning streak, and that has rubbed off well here in this game against Manila.
And kahit na third stringers na itong nakapasok para sa Gensan, pareho pa rin yung effort na pinapakita nila. And I like that Coach Elvis got Mark Cruz to join this third unit because it enables him to really get back his confidence dahil obviously he's gonna be the biggest offensive threat on this 5 on the floor.
Foul called on that inside incursion by Red Eusebio. Well, it was all ball. That's why they will challenge this one. Talking about the Gensan Warriors.
I think Coach Elvis got in the ear of Mark Cruz a little playfully there. Di mo kasi pinigilan, Mark, kaya nagka-body contact tuloy.
Oh, walang ball stop doon. And Coach Elvis and the rest of the Gensan Warriors awaiting the result of this challenge. We'll be back after the short break.
The challenge made by Gensan Warriors is successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge by Coach Elvis. Having a word right now with referee Jofe Tokfemia. By the way, just a quick shout out to assistant coach of Mindoro, Coach JC Libunao, and his wife na si Daniel. May laro sila bukas against the Iligan Isabela Cowboys, and then on Saturday, they will defend their home floor against the Muntinlupa Cagers.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
Mark Cruz sizzling hot here in the second period. Another 3-pointer for the Ant-Man.
We talked about how Kyle Tolentino can be a very streaky shooter. Mark Cruz is definitely one of the more established shooters that we have here. When he is on a roll, he is definitely sizzling hot.
Pasok sa loob si Decoy Lopez. 42-10. 32-point lead. That one barely got through. Yung pasang yun. Richard Albo puts it on the deck. Foul called on Michael Sorella. So Richard Albo will head to the line. Richard Albo, if you recall, is napaka-ganda nung naging kwento na ito ni Richard Albo, no? Because he was basically a fish vendor in Navotas before. Then naipagsapalaran Javi, had a tryout with, I think, Coach Toto Dohilio before. But hindi siya pinala do in his first trying out for a collegiate team. But nakabalik siya. And eventually, because of his performance in college in Del Campo, as we see another free by Mark Cruz, he was able to garner a stint dito sa MPBL. How about Mark Cruz though, Javi?
Yeah, Mark Cruz continues his scintillating start here in the first half. Another 3-point shot. Manila has really encountered so much more problems here in the second quarter. There's another 3.
Woo! Sabi ni Joey Liu siya yung magbibit ng 3-point record. Ba't parang iba naman yung gumagawa?
Baka sinabi niya yun, pero iba pala talaga ang gagawa.
Patay tayo dyan.
Wala, yari sa akin.
48-11.
At saka gusto ko rin hindi ko nasabi, gusto ko balikan dun sa report ni Lyra kanina. Na-mention ni Lyra, humility. Parang hindi yata siya yung player na merong ganun eh.
This is CJ Gonzalez. Straight to the cup. Wow, 50-11.
This is crazy because Gensan right now is on pace to score almost 100 in this game with the way that they're going. They're averaging 80.5 points per game this season. But with the way they're going, they could actually break the century mark in this game.
And itong Manila, they have given up 100 plus points to their opponents 10 times already this season. Kyle Tolentino sets his feet and buries a free from the right corner. Gensan just pouring it on. Freeze left and right, including this one. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
3-pointer number 7 for the Warriors in this game, and Tolentino burying it from the right corner.
Timeout na naman para sa Manila. A huge margin here, down by 41 points. Romel Kalahat and si Amar Kusari ba to?
Yes.
Oo. In street clothes today.
Bakit kaya sila magkatabi?
May laro kalookan mamaya, di ba?
Meron.
Meron. Interesting.
Wala lang, tataka lang ako.
Dami kasing mga mga haka-haka ngayong month ng June.
This is one of the most interesting times of the season.
At ito si Dustin Ambrosio with a pull-up jumper. 52 to 13. Tolentino rises up for free, no good. Albo with the rebound. Alam, isang di natin masyadong napag-uusapan. Because of Bulacan's win against Bacolod, Manila is now dead last.
Yeah.
Dito sa North Division.
And Bulacan's been moving better. Their players are much more confident. You could see it in their body languages. Because with that win that they had, that first win against Parañaque, that really boosted the morale of the team. Na alam nilang kaya nilang mag-compete against the other squads.
So, nagsimula din sa Marikina eh. Although they had a putrid start in that one, they were down by as many as 20 plus points.
30 points
30
actually.
points, di ba? Pero naibaba nila yung lamang na yun eh.
Yeah, they got that lead down to as much as 3 points. And that's incredible considering that you were down by 30 points. Usually, when you go down by 30, there's almost no way for a team that has established that kind of lead to surrender it and get it as low as 3 points.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the second period, Achi Inigo against Nico Elorde. The pass to Eusebio. Freeze had not been falling for Manila. 2 of 14. Stark contrast to Gensan, although Nico Elorde misfiring from deep. Now he cuts inside. Great pass from Marwin Janicio.
This is a guy who's been experiencing one of the best seasons of his MPBL career, Nico Elorde. We know how he can really turn it up defensively, but offensively, he's also been doing a good job of putting the ball in the basket para sa Gensan.
And this is a free from Kyle, no good. Sa ilalim nakuha ni Marwin Janicio. This is Val Acuña who can't hit the three. Foul will be called, this time on Gensan.
Well, now I think Gensan's been settling too much on the outside shot these past few possessions. But this is what you get when you have a big lead.
This is the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet.
You can almost do anything what you want when you're up this big. But syempre, alam naman natin that Coach Elvis holds his team to a certain standard of excellence, and he wants to make sure that they continue to form the right habits, especially as we go past the halfway point of the season.
Ping Masaglang replacing Val Acuña. Nasa loob na rin si Joel Liu.
Who, by the way, still doesn't have a 3-point shot in this game.
Ito matanong ko sa'yo, Javi. Siyempre, improve na yung 3-point shooting ni Liu. Nung magkasama kayo, sino mas shooter sa inyong dalawa?
Wala.
Wala talaga.
Wala sa amin tumitira sa labas eh. Hindi rin kami lisensyado eh. Ang lisensyado lang nun si Jerry Pinggoy.
Si Pinggoy lang talaga, no? 54-17. Masaglang, rare 3-point attempt. Can't get it to go. Lumapit. Wala pa din. Evangelista with another board. Liu, naangiti. Tinira yung tres. Oh man, not even
0
close.
out of 3.
Elorde will pull it back out. And Gensan also has a lot of second chance opportunities. And Mitch Del Carmen Elorde in attendance, watching his husband. By the way, happy Father's Day to Nico and the rest of the beautiful fathers you have here in the MPBL. 57-17, 11 seconds remaining in the first half. Nothing really working para dito sa Manila. Elorde, off target. Yung pasa niya intended to Joel Liu.
It was Marvin Janicio who was actually the one more wide open on that break para sa Gensan.
Baseline inbound. Albo from beyond half court. And that signals the end of the second quarter. Gensan just putting on a clinic, clicking on all cylinders. And Manila pretty much helpless here in the first two quarters. But this guy was the catalyst here in the second period. Mark Cruz, 15 points, 12 of those coming here in this quarter. And great way to come back here after missing the last 5 games. And at halftime, Takwarents ang lamang ng Gensan over Manila, 57-17.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way off and goes down again. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Cotto in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he finds the straight left hand. And there's the punching now. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hands. This is why we use the word sensation.
Welcome back to the MPBL. It is halftime of our first game between the Manila Batang Quiapo and the Gensan Warriors. I'm Lyra Punsalan, and I'm with the team manager of the Gensan Warriors, Sir Merman Flores. Sir Merman, what can you say about the Warriors finally getting the hang of the system? And because of that, mas nagiging seamless na ang chemistry nila.
We basically just logged in and stayed connected. So and the chemistry was there already, and we just gotta keep it up. And hopefully we get this win tonight.
And despite the Warriors doing so well in the first half, what themes or lessons do you want them to further embrace?
Just stay connected and just play hard.
Any greetings?
Yes, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Jinky Skin, Armor On, Mount Sabrina, Sandman Boxing, and we'd like to say hello sa mga nanonood ngayon dyan sa Gensan, sila Mayora Lorely Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, at lahat ng mga fans doon. At saka sa Merman Speech, yung mga nanonood ngayon dyan, sila Arky and Company. Good evening sa inyo, and MP Racing Club. Hello po.
Maraming salamat, Sir Merman Flores, the team manager of the Gensan Warriors. MPBL will be back.
I came from nothing. Just a small boy from streets of General Santos City. No shoes, no food, no chance, just a dream in my heart. From flyweight to junior middleweight, 8 divisions. Thank you Mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay ang bawat Pilipinong nangangarap at lumalaban. This is our victory. This is our story. And the best is yet to come.
and a half. A 40-point lead for Gensan kontra sa Manila Batang Quiapo, 57-17. And really nothing much to say except the fact that Gensan was masterful on both sides of the floor in the first 2 quarters, Javi.
The only thing I think that Manila got positively out of that first half is they were able to score 6 points above the lowest record in a half by any team, and that was Zamboanga against Davao. They only scored 11 points during the Lacan season. 17 points para sa Manila in that first half, but only 27 attempts. You see the disparity in terms of field goal attempts between the two teams. 55-27 and 4 lang yung na ipasok ng Manila that in that first half. Mark Cruz was absolutely scintillating in that first half. Pero ang maganda dito sa Gensan is almost everybody actually chipped in for their squad. It didn't matter which unit was on the floor. The effort and energy was the same throughout that first half. No let up by the Warriors in this game so far.
Richard Albo is the only guy above 3 points with 3 points each for Decoy Lopez, Dustin Ambrosio, and Kyle Cielo. So for actually 4 out of 27 nga lang itong Manila, no? As Mark Cruz almost outscoring the entire Manila squad with 7 each for Kyle Tolentino and Nico Elorde to round out the scoring. CJ Gonzalez with 6. And everybody got the feed para dito sa Gensan Warriors seeking their 4th straight victory. And very important because a lot of teams under Grill, Binyan, Rizal, Muntinlupa is in the conversation because of their free game losing skid. Third quarter underway between Gensan and Manila. Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya at courtside. We have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Mark Cruz missing on that 3-point shot. Tandoy, Richard Albo, Jan Baltasar, Dustin Ambrosio, and Kyle Cielo naman sa panig ng Manila. Tandoy turns the corner, got blocked but fouled as well by Aaron Hiruta.
I thought he got all ball there, but that's one of the few times that Manila was actually able to get something going inside with good spacing. Usually it's very tight on the inside. That ensures a turnover for the Batang Quiapo. That's almost always what happened in that first half.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. I'm trying to recall right now, Javi, yung last season kasi may trade window din tayo, di ba? I'm trying to recall one guy na went from a lesser team where he averaged a lot of points going to a contender, no? Because yan yung sitwasyon ni John Fa ngayon, eh. It's gonna be interesting how he will mesh with a contending team in the second part of the season dito sa ating MPBL.
Well, I believe last season,
mayroon tayong 20 plus minutes para maisip yan. We have a lot of time. And ito, John Baltasar inside. I think top of mind si JJ Caspe. Nung nawala si Paul Desiderio for Mindoro, hindi siya lumipat pala. No? Hindi pala siya lumipat. Sorry. Palaisipan po yan para sa amin. Baka gusto nyo kami tulungan, maisip namin yan. But, obviously, John Fa, that's a great opportunity for him as Joey Liu slides in and scores.
baka 17 field goals lang naman yung sinabi ni Leo. Hindi 17 threes. At the rate he's going, he's not gonna reach 17 threes. Hasn't even made a 3-point shot yet in this game, but he does have 6 points.
Sixer great move of the game, born for greatness. This was Joey Liu bringing down the defense of Jan Baltasar for that layup.
I really just can't understand too how you guard a lefty. You just have to deny that left side because obviously when a lefty goes left, he's really very tough to stop most of the time. Bihira lang naman ang mga kaliwete na nakaka-finish rin ng kanan.
Jan Baltasar also played for Mindoro before. 62-22. Liu gets it to Aaron Hiruta. Now it's Marvin Junicio facing up on Jan Baltasar. Mark Cruz has missed his last couple of threes.
Ball over the backboard, out of bounds.
But that was good execution by Gensan. You see how the movement of the men on the floor did not stop with the guy with the basketball. Always someone going off ball, screens happening, and then the dribble handoff, they're using it really to good use.
Supply tira ni Kyle Shelo. Takbo dito ang Gensan. Mark Cruz patuloy na pumupukol. Finally buries that one from the right side.
He's definitely not gonna miss 3 straight.
17 points for the Ant-Man. Ambrosio going right at Cruz but can't convert. Aaron Hiruta. Mark Cruz again.
Oh,
That one pops out. Albo tried to bounce it off Marwin Junicio but ended up with Kyle Shelo anyway. Shelo receives that pass from Ambrosio. Shelo can't hit it. Second serving. Almost got it in but foul called on the Warriors. 65-22.
Number 41, CJ Gonzalez is second.
Siguro okay din pag-usapan natin na yung mga at least notable na nag-switch last season. I think as we would like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Pinaka-naalala ko yung swap ni June Manzo sa ni Mactalio ba yun? Yung sa Davao and Abra, di ba? Or was it Desiderio?
Desiderio.
Oo, si Desiderio pala. For Mactalio. Tama ba?
Yeah, I think.
Kasi si Talio came from Abra, then went to Davao.
Yes.
This is CJ Gonzalez short on that shot. It's gonna be an interesting few weeks as that looming meron din mga nawalang players eh. Like for Marikina, for example, later on it will be interesting yung magiging mix nila, no? They reported already at least 4 players they've released already.
41, CJ Gonzalez is third foul.
Well, I think I've already heard of one particular addition para sa kanila. But of course, I'd like to wait for the confirmation first before we blurt it out. But he's here in the arena dahil may game nga Marikina mamaya. So mamaya baka pwede na natin i-mention.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Baltasar missing both free throws. Marwin Junicio on the right side. Goes to CJ Gonzalez. Spins inside, banks it in.
Might have gotten away with a walk there. But the up and under is still converted by Gonzalez, who's been more active offensively in this game to his benefit.
Tandoy with the Pinoy step. Liu, mabilis sa kabila. Marwin Junicio, extra pass. Joey Liu still can't hit a 3.
0 out of 4 from the outside.
Hiruta inside for the stick back. 69-25. Ito na rin nagiging challenge for Manila, no? Without John Fa. Not really one guy who could generate offense for them. Nandoy on the right side.
And you can't expect Manila just to rely on Richard Albo to make his own shots. He's usually very good on catch-and-shoot situations, handoff plays, but for him to try and break down a defender with a dribble, it's tough for him.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
CJ Gonzalez.
Nico Elorde now in for Gensan as well as Achi Inigo for Manila. Jonicio jacks up a 3. It's good. This guy needs to get it going, Javi.
Oh yeah, this guy has been on a slump. He's not playing to his potential yet. We know what he can do. We've already seen it from him, especially during his time with Marikina when he too was playing under Coach Elvis. But obviously, this is a different situation para sa kanya. He's playing with more veterans. He's playing with more talent. But he's shown us numerous times in the past that he can blend well with his squad. It's just about being consistent para kay Marwin Junicio.
And don't Don't let his frame fool you. Ito si Marvin Junicio. Tough as nails. Although that shot over him by Richard Albo from free.
You can't allow Richard Albo that much space. For other guys, for regular players, that's going to be too tight already for them to launch a shot. But for Richard Albo, that's all the space he needs to get off a decent attempt from the outside.
Won the championship with Davao Occidental back in Season 3, Richard Albo. Halfway point of the third period. Okay, sa Preco papasok din. Dito sa Gensan, papalitan muna si Marvin Junicio.
90 seconds to shoot.
Nico Elorde gets it to Kyle Tolentino, who can't hit the three. 72-28.
This is more like the Gensan Warriors that we are used to seeing over the past couple of seasons. A heavy three-point shooting team and a team that really pushes the ball in transition, and a team that forces you into a lot of turnovers.
Number 4 in terms of three-point makes itong Gensan. And also number 2 in three-point attempts. Kulang na lang yung fast break game, Javi.
Yeah, only averaging 14 in this game, but in this season. But here in this game already 26, well 29 if you count that three-point shot by Nico Elorde.
Came into this game just 21st in that department as that shot up and in for Red Eusebio. But still down by a massive margin, 45 points. This was a good move against Kyle Tolentino.
One of the few times that they got something going inside. Only 8 points in the paint the entire game para sa Manila Batang Quiapo, while Gensan has made 11 threes in this game. The most recent one, that one courtesy of Nico Elorde.
All right, we have a timeout. We'll pause for a break.
Coach Elvis Tolentino takes pride in building not just a competitive team, but a balanced one. Para sa kanya, part of their renewed energy every game comes from allowing his players to rest when needed. You can rest, he says, pero pag practice na, you have to perform your best. He believes it's this balance between rest, discipline, and accountability that's shaping Gensan into a hardworking and cohesive team. Players now naturally complement each other's lapses, and for Coach Elvis, that's already an achievement. Magaling na performance partnered with the right attitude, yan ang unbeatable he proudly shared as he continues to guide his players not just to wins, but to growth. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And matindi rin pinagdaanan ng Gensan Warriors to begin the season. They were just 2-4. They have won 7 of their last 9 games, including that 3 string of games of kalaban yung Mambinyan, Rizal, and Muntinlupa. This is Nico Elorde against Nandoy. 12 on their shot clock. Nico puts it up from mid-range. An offensive foul called on the Warriors.
Over the back against Kyle Tolentino. Didn't really have to do that anymore since he had the height advantage over Eusebio. We'd like to give a shout out, Ken, to mga staff ni Boss Manny sa kanyang bahay. Si Kuya Maymay Kanda at si Kuya Mark Lesita nanonood ngayon. Happy viewing to you guys.
Mayong hapon po. Tanan. Red Eusebio at the line. Good on the first free throw. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Mabanggit ko lang, nainggit ako sa inyo, nagpampanga kayo. Dami palang pakain ni Miss Lyra Punsalan, no?
Hometown ni Queen Lyra eh.
Oo. Ang mga
Marami pare.
sige nga.
Nagpapansit, tas may pa-cheese bread.
Oo.
Ano pa ba? Marami rin kasi yung cheese bread saka yung pancit eh.
Gusto ko ma-experience, yung kumain tayo sa Kapampangan talaga na na kainan doon.
Tapos
Diba?
ang matindi doon, yung dinner pa namin, courtesy ni Coach Aisel, yung sisig ng Pampanga.
Wow!
Sobrang sarap.
Ay! Sana all.
Gastronomical experience.
This was surgical by Decoy Lopez. Up and under move, basket and one. He was posting up against Nico Evangelista. For the JRU heavy bomber, si Decoy Lopez.
Experiencing one of the best seasons in terms of production this year. Ito si Decoy Lopez. 8.3 points per game.
And that deep playoff runs with Manila, as well as back-to-back national finals appearances with Zamboanga and Bacoor in seasons 4 and 5. Ito si Decoy Lopez.
Yeah, definitely a lot of experience already playing in this league, but still a very reliable veteran at the 4 and 5 spot.
Offensive foul, malinaw yan. Laban kay Nico Evangelista. This is a play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
At here using the power dribble on the way to that basket inside para sa Gensan. Ito si Gama Evangelista.
Two minutes remaining in the third period. Dandoy hounded by Masaglang. The pass to Decoy Lopez. Back to Dandoy against Masaglang again. 7 on their shot clock. Decoy. Again, nothing happening dito sa ofensiba nila. Eusebio tries to bail them out with a 3. It won't work. Bounce pass to Mark Cruz. Just no let up on the side of Gensan right now. Another foul given up by Manila. Just their second team foul. A minute and 25 left here in the third period. Itong Gensan, simula nung sumali sila dito sa MPBL, they have made the playoffs in all of their seasons. But the past couple of seasons, they went all the way to the semifinals. In season 6, pushed Batangas City to the brink. Lost that in 3 games. The season prior, sa Batangas din sila natalo actually.
Yeah, Batangas has really been the roadblock for Gensan, this franchise, the past couple of seasons. That's why their goal is to try and move past that and enter the division finals and hopefully get a shot at winning the national championship.
And also, I had a conversation one time with Coach Dino of Batangas. The thing that stuck out with him was the physicality nitong Gensan Warriors during that playoff run, as we see Ashley Nigo hit that basket.
Ayan naman talaga ang identity nila, no? I think Gensan arguably has the best defensive guards in the league. You know, Ping Masaglang, Nico Elorde, Joel Liu, those 3 guys at the forefront of this defensive juggernaut in the backcourt that is the Gensan Warriors.
That's why nung laban ng nung 3 games na yun, no, yung Muntinlupa, Puroy was clearly struggled during that game against Rizal. Alwin Alday also broke for form during that matchup. Yung guards talaga, no? Liu, like you mentioned, as one Tambeling. That shot will roll out inside. Sorella, wala pa din. Stick back ni CJ Gonzalez, napalakas. 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Running start for Achi. Kick out intended to Shelo. Albo with 3 seconds remaining. No good on that free. Third quarter comes to a close. At nananatiling namamayagpag ang Gensan Warriors dito. Highlights of the game brought to you by Simplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, Nico Elorde has come back here in the second half and experiencing another nice offensive game. One of the leading scorers for Gensan sa laro na to. Masaglang helping that Gensan offense move that basketball. Evangelista getting the opportunity inside. It's another high-scoring matchup against the Manila Batang Quiapo for the Gensan Warriors.
Still a 42-point lead for Gensan, 77-35. Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. And they have come in early here dito sa Pasay Astrodome. We still have 2 more games on tap later on, including Pasay defending their home turf against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Manila still down by a huge margin, 42 points separating these two squads. 77-35. Muli Bongken Pangilinan. So Davi Palanya at courtside, we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Nigo will start things off with Manila. Together with Bautista, Shelo, Baltasar, and Eusebio. Quarter scoring. Kita nyo naman, no? Dominating the first two. Itong Gensan. Although Manila making some leeway here in the third. Pero malaki na kasi binaon dito ng Gensan eh. The way jumper by Sorella is good.
Although we see that basket coming from Mike Sorella, but you know, Ken, that possession was made possible by the turnover forced by Ping Masaglang. And I think ever since that Gensan utilized Masaglang more, nagkaroon talaga ng uptick dun sa capability ng Gensan na manalo ng mga laro dito. Because aside from his defense, which is largely known about and very reputable here in the league, hindi rin naman mapagkakaila that Ping Masaglang can also contribute offensively.
Longest tenured Gensan Warrior.
Yes, sir.
Si Ping Masaglang. Former MPBL Homegrown Player of the Year. Sorella, good on the first. This free throw, hatid sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Mark Cruz, 3 ulit. Eclipsing the 20-point mark. Actually has 20 points. Exactly para dito sa Gensan.
7 threes in the game for the Ant-Man.
Shelo inside, wala. Masaglang, forward pass, Tambeling. Too strong on the layup. O nga pala, isa pala na kampi ni Von Tambeling, apart from Ives Sazon, was si Mike Ayon sa PCU. Lakas ng lineup na yun.
Was quite a squad.
Yeah. This is Joey Liu coming in. Meron pa siyang 8 minutes and 36 seconds para i-beat yung 15 threes ni Philip Panyamogan.
Wala pa nga na-shoot ni isa eh.
Dito sa quarter na to yung ano, so kailangan niya i-break yung 8 threes in the quarter na ginawa ni Philip Panyamogan ng fourth.
So dalawang record ang kailangan niya i-beat sa isang quarter.
Oo.
Imposible yan.
8 minutes and 28 seconds left.
Si Mark Cruz kaya pa.
Pwede.
Mark has 7 in this game.
Oo.
He can try to go for 8. Kaya medyo frustrated rin sa kanina dun sa mintis ni Tambeling kasi libre siya dun sa kanan eh.
Ambrosio wrestling with Elorde, but Nico coming up on top. Mark Cruz again!
Yeah, he's going for it.
Oh yeah.
You can see it in his face.
8 tres na, no?
That's right. 3-pointer number 8 for the Ant-Man.
Ooh, kanina pa si Ambrosio at si Elorde.
And shooting it at a high clip as well. Above 50% right now para kay Mark Cruz. 8 out of 15 from the outside.
Mark Cruz with a total of 24 points. So all of his makes coming from downtown, Mark Cruz. Liu. Mark Cruz is open. Great setup job by Gensan. Three-pointer number 9 for the Ant-Man.
6 more. Remember, Panyamogan had 15 threes for Batangas last Thursday.
Picture perfect execution right there for the Warriors. Timeout, Manila, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. At Manila struggling to keep up with Gensan, although Richard Albo buries a free from the left corner.
It's only the 4th 3-point shot for Manila in this game. Most of them coming from Richard Albo. Oh,
Mark Cruz almost. Oh, but he's down.
oh, you hate to see this, especially because he just came back, playing his first game after that long absence.
Personal challenge by Manila Batang on the foul of Joshua.
I think he hit his hip on his way down. And Manila is actually challenging this one. Coach Maxi De Andante. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
Challenge of Manila Batang Quiapo was successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge by Coach Maxi. Walang foul. Apparently dun sa tira ni Mark Cruz. And that's a tough fall. But he will stay in the game. And you only hope that it's not a re-aggravation of that previous injury he had that forced him to miss 5 games. Felix Apreco comes in. Mark Cruz napapailing pa rin dito. Back pick. Cruz, 3-point shot. Off to the right. Dandoy, full level steam. But bit out of control on that attempt. Asking for a foul. But ball will go back to Gensan. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Nico Elorde going against Eusebio. Fadeaway jumper short. Albo with a running start. Got pulled from behind by CJ Gonzalez.
Holding ground, number 41, CJ Gonzalez is 4.
51-point lead for the Warriors. Ikaw din ba yung nag-cover happy nung naka 12-3 si Orlan Wamar?
Yes, I'm very lucky to have covered both record-setting performances by Orlan Momar and Philip Panyamogan, both in the same venue,
Yes,
by the way.
in Palayan City. Yung kay Orlan was against Mindoro.
Yes.
Tapos 11 freeze din si Judel Fuentes pa yung isa.
Yes,
Di ba?
in that game.
Kasi naalala ko yung isang kakampi niya 11. Si Judel nga yata yun. That was in Season 4.
Yes, Season 4.
Yeah. O tama, dun pa si Judel nun.
A lot of records were set in that game aside from a singular game. 3-point scoring record. It was also the highest assists in a game. And most 3-pointers by a team.
They had what, 50 plus assists?
Yeah, I forgot the exact number.
Richard Albo, long free, won't work.
I think it was around 52.
Ang mga ganun. 6 and 18 left here in the fourth. Nico Elorde. Clearly, Mark Hughes wants the basketball against Dandoy. Hard show by Baltasar. Freeing up Marwin Janicio. Can't hit the free. Amazing that Manila is just 38 points. Just goes to show the impact left by John Fa. They're struggling to put in points inside. That was a rare inside incursion by Jan Baltasar. Jonicio, all day to shoot, knocks that one down from beyond the arc.
Finally, a 3-pointer after a long while para dito kay Marvin Jonicio. He has 11 in this game. Probably one of his best games of the season so far. Also contributing 5 rebounds and 4 assists in this one.
Previous low of Manila was at 51 points against the Cebu Classic this season. Shot clock violation called. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Jan Baltasar. Well, last Saturday, Muntinlupa only had 41 points against San Juan. That was quite a eye-opening game, no? Habi yung laban ng San Juan at Muntinlupa. Because the way San Juan beat the Cagers in Bangged, the pinpoint passing, and unti-unti yung San Juan, they're finding their form already as we gear up for the second half of the regular season.
Muntinlupa now realizing that obviously it just gets harder as you get more wins. The job doesn't get easier. And, you know, when you get those wins early in the season, the attention of the other squads, especially those at the top of the team standings na hindi pa nakakalaban ng Muntinlupa, will definitely be high on them considering that they've been generating some good performances, and the other teams na nakalaban nila recently have really locked down on their top performers. Poroy Katimbuhan, J.R. Flores have not been themselves lately for the Cagers.
I mean, puro mabibigat pa yung mga kasunod nilang kalaban. Up next is Mindoro.
This is definitely one of the toughest stretches of the season para sa kanila. Every team will have to go through this.
Last out of bounds play ay i-challenge ni Counselor Coach Elvis Tolentino. Magbabalik po kami para sa resulta ng challenge na yan.
The challenge made by Gensan is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge by Coach Elvis Tolentino. Seems like it hit the foot of Michael Sorella. Yun. Nag-recoil sa kanyang sapatos. So, bola pupunta sa Manila dito. And by the way, Coach Elvis, dating back to Season 4, has made 4 straight playoff appearances. He piloted Marikina to 2 playoff appearances in the North, Seasons 4 and 5. Marikina will play later on. At dito sa Gensan, back-to-back semis finish in the South. 50-point lead for the Warriors, 92-42. So si Joey Liu nakaupo na, so mukhang malabo na niya mag-break yung record.
Malabo naman talaga from the very start.
3 and 40 left. Baltasar, not blocked. Tatakbo dito ang Gensan. Tambeling. Drop pass to Apreku. Si Mark Cruz wala na rin sa loob, so mukhang he will stop at 9 threes. Still impressive.
Yeah, considering this is his first game back. But I think apart from the 3-point record, he was also trying to break his career high, which was 32 against Pampanga, his former squad, a few years ago.
Apreku checks out. Richard Albo at the line. Already 39 years old but still going strong. Ito si Richard Albo.
Oh, still one of the best shooters in the league for sure. No doubt about it.
So ngayon kwento niya, nagtatahi siya ng lambat dati sa malalaking barko just to finish high school.
Halos lahat na napagdaanan na nito ni Richard Albo, and it's really so nice to hear his story. Very heartwarming, and you can see definitely yung humility nandun pa rin sa kanya.
Yung sinout out ni Joey Liu, yung nakatres pa dito, si Kosip.
Happy birthday to Jimwell Kosip.
This is a 3 over Achi Inigo. At ito, malaki pa rin ang lamang ng Gensan. This is a 52-point lead, 95-43. Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners. Ito yung mga layup kanina ni Joey Liu back in the first half. Ilang points naman ba siya ngayon? 8 points,
8
no?
points in the game para kay... No, 6 points para
6
kay
points.
Joel Liu. All baskets inside, 3 out of 7 from the field. Breaking his back-to-back double-digit scoring run. He's had double digits in 5 games so far in this season, 5 out of the 14 that he's played.
Nicoy Lopez with the basket. Liu actually averaging 12.5 points, 4 assists, and 1.5 steals in their last 2 games. Nakakapagbiruan kami dito about Liu, pero maganda yung pinapakita niya ngayon para sa Gensan.
No doubt. This actually just might be his best MPBL season so far in his career. Last year, played for the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu, only averaged 6.7 points per game the entire season.
And also made the finals with Bacoor back in Season 5 under Coach Alex Angeles. Sa katagal na nila magkakasama nila nila Alvin Alday, Jerome Garcia. They have built a bond beyond basketball.
Oh yeah.
From what I recall, parang nagsama-sama sila when Alwin's son ba? Birthday.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. Nandun rin si Boss Edelf.
Oh, si Boss Edelf, syempre. Sila Boss Sedelf ba nanalo sa liga nila?
Hindi ko alam. Pero sila Coach Christian talo.
Talo din. Buti nga sila umabot pa ng semis, eh. Di ba?
Bakit tayo wala na ba tayo pag-asa?
Pari 0-4 tayo. Kasi yung isa na lang natitira nating laro, may pag-asa pa ba tayo?
Meron pa yan.
Sana all. Ito si Decoy Lopez, mintes yung tira sa ilalim. And Gensan on the verge of winning their 10th game of the season. That's important because yung mga kalaban, ng mga kadikit nila sa standings, like Binyan, they have an upcoming game against Pampanga. Yung binanggit na nating Muntinlupa and Mindoro. This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
Yeah, they will move ahead of the Binyan Tatak Gel, who is at 9-5 currently. So they will be under the Muntinlupa Cagers. They will take over the number 4 spot, which Binyan holds right now. Muntinlupa is still ahead of them at number 3 because of the 10-5 record that they have. But if they win their next game against Parañaque and Muntinlupa continues to lose, Gensan will get that number 3 spot.
What a move by Ache Inigo, but couldn't cash in. Gets it back, short on that 3. His defender got lost in the shuffle there. 99-45. Inside, Sorella wala pa din. So one thing left for Gensan is breaking the century mark. But this is gonna be the lowest output of Manila in the season. Just 45 points. Naagaw ni Achi yung bola. Inigo whips a pass inside Shelo. 14 straight losses for Manila. They have not won in 3 months, while Gensan booking their 4th straight victory, and it comes at an important time in the season, Javi.
Yeah, another 1 game para sa kanila. 4 straight wins right now for the Gensan Warriors. 6th in their last 7 games. Pretty impressive considering how slow they started off this season. But Coach Elvis, nasabi na nga ni Lyra kanina sa kanyang pre-game report how this is also the right timing para sa kanila because ngayon wala na siyang kahati sa attention niya. The elections are done and he is now in full support of this Gensan franchise.
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
I don't think there was any doubt. Cruz coming in, playing his first game since April, and scoring 27 points on 9 threes. That's very impressive considering how other players need some time to get back to their former form.
Final score po natin, 45 for the Manila Batang Quiapo, 99 for the Gensan Warriors. And Gensan, 10 wins against 6 losses. And like Javi mentioned, already in 4th place in the South Division. And just half a game behind the Muntinlupa Cagers here. And for Manila, unfortunately, they're still at the bottom in the North with just 1 win against 14 losses. And syempre very important para sa Gensan to pile up wins because looming are the battles of Rizal versus Imos and Binyan and Pampanga. Let's go courtside to Miss Lyra Ponsalan.
Mark Cruz, welcome back. Congratulations. This is your first game after that injury. Kakarating mo pa lang pero nagpakitang gilas ka na talaga. What is your main source of motivation and how did you set up the tone for yourself to perform this well?
Una, happy lang ako na nakabalik, nakasama ko sa team. And motivation, kasi maganda yung tinatakbo ng team. So, gusto ko kung ano yung may tutulong ko lang. So, ano sabi sa akin ni Coach, tumira if open, para bumalik yung kumpiyansa. So, ginawa ko lang naman.
And you're gonna be facing Pasay again in this same arena in your next game. How do you plan to step up further on that game?
Pahinga muna kami tonight. Siguro after ito, balik kami practice. Then paghandaan namin syempre, marami pa kami mga dapat pang ayusin sa team offensively and defensively. So pag-uusapan namin lahat sa practice.
much needed rest, as Coach Elvis said. Any greetings?
Thank you sa mga sponsors po namin. Armor On, Jinky Skin, Sandman Boxing, Mount Sabrina, Gensan, Mayora, Lorelei, Pacquiao. Siyempre sa wife ko na sa Japan. I love you so much. Thank you sa lagi support. Mama Luz, Papa Dani, Mama, Tatay, Kuya, Ate Da, Kuya Mike, Ate Lynn, Ate Kate, Ate Din, Ate Lisa, Paul, Ate Ida, Pipo Pia, Boss Danny, Boss Mike Aldo, Boss Mike Lim, The Remark Natics, thank you so much. Kisha, thank you so much. Kung kailangan nyo ng mga power tools and kung ano man, MC9 Trading sa IG and sa Facebook. And thank you rin sa mga nag-alaga sa akin. Coach Daniel, pagaling ka rin. Coach Pau, Doc Ivan, and Doc Lee. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Congratulations again, Mark Cruz. Impressive 27 points and 9 3-points on your game. Best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Fillmore game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Congratulations to Gensan. And up next, Marikina Shoe Masters. Kalaban ang Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Huwag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.